Hello, it's me, and we're going to guide our way through this really interesting puzzle, the Sudoku Cube. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but basically, a Sudoku puzzle is something in which you have to have different numbers on each side. So this isn't guided by colors or shapes or directions of arrows or things like that. It's guided by the simple rule, the restriction, that all the numbers on each side must be unique. You have to have one of each kind of number basically, or they have to be separate. So you can't have two ones or two fives. So you can see as an example 152, 463, 789, 397, 615, 824, and so on and so on and so forth. And it's not just that, but you shouldn't just have different numbers on each side, but they're all facing the same way. So you can't have it, facing like this, even if they're all the same. Let's say these two are different numbers, they're all facing the same way. So that lends a specific challenge to this puzzle. So how are we going to guide our way through this? Well, here is the good news. You don't need to know any other algorithms. And here's the other bit of good news. You don't need to really memorize much of anything. You do need to familiarize yourself with the relative position of some aspects of the puzzle, but you already know the strategies. And the thing about it is, whether you're a speed cuber or a blindfold cuber, however you may be, what you want to do in addition to being able to have the skills of going through things fast, or even knowing how to orient yourself so that you can do a blindfolded solve, it's not going to really help so much with a puzzle like this, because it's strategy and knowledge of what these algorithms mean that's going to guide you through it. So here's the steps to undertake when solving something like a Sudoku cube. Bear in mind, it doesn't matter what the sides look like. It's all a question of orientation. Whether it's based on the color, like the standard classic Rubik's Cube here, or whether it's based on variations of those colors, like the supercube, or whether it's based on, say, arrows, as we'll find with the shepherd's cube, or whether it's based on lines or mazes, as we found with the maze cube. The technique is really the same, and that is orienting yourself so that you understand the particular orientation and the particular way that the puzzle is kind of put together. Once you know that, you don't have to memorize all the numbers of all the different sides. You just have to understand what you're looking for and the orientation of the particular pieces. You're going to find that the way I describe this is very much how I described how to get through the shepherd's cube here. Very similar to that. So what I'm going to do is, first off, now your particular Sudoku cube may be a little different. I got this based on Oliver Nagy's scheme. I don't think it's so much his scheme, but there's maybe a standardization. Your numbers may be a little different. Your centers may be a little different. This is one that I'm going to use. I would recommend using this one just to standardize it. But you can variate your strategies accordingly. But here's what I do based on this classic look of the Sudoku cube. What you'd notice is you have two centers that are the same. You also notice that there's sort of a flow here. If I were to put the 1 here in front of me, then below me will be another 1, but this one is facing kind of the opposite way. And you're going to find that all these other sides are facing the same way, or upright. So these are all upright. In terms of what goes above you, the thing to remember is that this is a 6-sided puzzle. So as a 6-sided puzzle, it's the number 6 that's here. So if you can just remember, the front is going to be your number 1 side, so that's going to be 1. Just above that, on the top, is going to be the number that matches the number of sides of the cube, which is 6. That's all you need to know. That, and also the fact that the one that's down here is facing the opposite side. So it's not like this, it's like this. That's all you need to know. That way you can orient yourself regarding the sides. So again, 1 with the 6 on top, then the other one upside down on the bottom. Just think bottom upside down. But even the back side here is going to be right side up. Okay, that's all you need to know. That's the only bit of familiarization / memorization that you're going to need to know. The rest is not even knowing what numbers are supposed to go where, but just knowing the orientation of how the numbers are supposed to be. So you can tell this is going to be up and up. This here is going to be up and to the side. You don't even have to remember which number goes where. But you're going to have to look back at yourself to make sure that all the numbers are different. So we're going to go ahead and scramble this, and let's see by using similar techniques and strategies of the maze cube, the shepherd cube, all that good stuff, how we can guide our way through this. So let me get a good scramble here. Abracadabra. Okay, seems hopelessly scrambled, but let's navigate through this together and see what we can do. So the first step, let's orient our centers. Here's 1, and here's a 6 just above that. Now, I should also point out that the way to tell the difference between the 6 and the 9, the 6 has no lines on it, the 9 has this line over here. That tells you, I don't know if you can see that, there it is. Okay, so here's the 1, here's the 6, so let's turn this upright. The 6 is upright. And then we can orient these as well. Turn this upright. This is already upright. And turn this upright over here. Now the bottom, as you know, is supposed to be down here, but that's not important right now, as long as we have these oriented. So what can we do to put these in? First step is like any 3x3s, we're going to get the cross. Now, I'm going to use a 3x3 to just illustrate what I mean. If you're trying to solve this, you probably know how to do this, but just to keep everybody up to speed, let's say you want to pick this up, I'm going to kind of start from sort of the beginning and not make any assumptions. But to get the cross, let's say I were to start with a green layer, I'm going to do the beginner's layer by layer method. You know, you find the greens that are here, line them up with the centers. That's what you're doing. This green here, line it up with the center, but you're going to have to do some repositioning, whether you have to bring it down and up. And same thing here. This is going to be positioned with the yellow center. In this case, what I have to do is put this just alongside the yellow center like this. Then I have to bring it up and back. And then I'm going to have to bring this one back down again. Now, I showed that because I'm going to be doing something like that with this. And same thing here. Green and white. Just bring that down here. Move it aside. This puts this into place and puts this over here. So fairly simple to get the cross. So how are we going to get the cross with this guy? Well, I'm going to keep my top layer the 6. So let's reason this out. What I'm looking for is we have different orientations of different numbers with these edges. What I'm looking for this part of the cross is I'm looking for a number that's up right here, right side up, and just above that also right side up. So, you know, as you can tell, this is on the side and right side up, so that ain't it. How about this? Right side up? Nope, upside down. So we just keep looking until we find right side up and right side up. So this might very well be what we're looking for. So let's bat this down, turn this out of the way, and bring this up. So this is actually solved more like a supercube. What a supercube means is that the orientation of these centers matter, and I have to bear that in mind when I'm moving things in and out. Here, orientation didn't mean anything because I have one solid color. So if I were to apply the cross scenario to a supercube, let's say here's this where orientation of the center means something. I'm just going to orient these centers here with a green stripe up, 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 so we're good. And to do this green one here, if I wanted to take this green and white and transport it to over here, I'd have to move it down, move it out of the way, then move this back up. And that's what I did with this guy over here. And then to move this in to where it's got to be, find the center, but I can't just move it up because I'm going to bat this green stripe down, right? So I have to move it to the side, move this down so that the green stripe is facing down, so that it can find the green stripe here, and then move it up. So that way, actually we should move this one correctly too, and then move it up. So you can see that this is oriented the way it's supposed to be. We just kind of follow suit. So here's the brown and green. Brown and green is going to come over here. I have to move the green stripe down to accept it. So here it is. Move it in, so that's where it needs to be, and then move it up. So it's just that one extra step when you have a supercube to do that. So here's the yellow. This is going to find its way to here. So to make this work, I have to match this stripe with this edge over here, bring it down, bring it up so that this is here, and then bring this up again, and undo anything that you did to bring that down. So that's over here. So again, I'm just kind of demonstrating the extra step that you have to take. Same thing here. This goes where the orange is, which is here. So I'm going to bring this down so that this stripe can meet this edge like so. So this is lined up. bring this back up again, and then because I batted this down like that, I bring this back up. So here's the cross. And that's what I'm doing with the Sudoku Cube. So just to get ourselves oriented, once again, 1 and 6. And we had a theory that this guy might be where it needs to be. So it's the same kind of thing. You can see that this is going to have to be upside down because I'm going to be rolling it in like this, so now it's right side up. Over here, this has to be right side up. When this rolls in like this is right side up. So this looks okay, but understand this got batted upside down when I turned it. So just like I did with the supercube, move it out of the way. Then I'm going to turn this twice to turn the one upside down. This matches this upside down 9, and then bring it up. The end result is this 9 is right side up, and this 8 is right side up. Now, there's others that could have fulfilled the criteria, but let's keep it like this for now. Let's go based on this assumption. We can always correct it and find something else. So now let's go to this edge. We have to have a right side up, kind of like this one is here, and this one has to be at the side. I'm standing on its left side over here. So I'm looking for an edge where the number comes in and sort of bisects it here. So it sort of hits it perpendicular. But it's going to be right side up and then towards the left. And see what we can find. This obviously isn't it. Maybe it's right in front of us. No, no. How about this? This kind of bisects it here. We'll turn it like this, right side up. Nope, this is going to the right. The 4 is to the right, not to the left. Every so often you have to reorient yourself if you're like me. How about here? Well, here's a 3, only this is upside down and bisects it, not right side up. So we'll keep going. How about this? Well, this is a 9, so this is upside down. So we're not having too much luck here. If we can't find the edge on the bottom, start looking over here. So these are parallel to each other, not perpendicular. These are perpendicular right here. So this is up and this is down and to the left. So this is the one we're looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of the middle, like so, and move it down to the bottom. Now remember, we put this edge in, now we want to put this in. So how are we going to do that? Well, this is upside down as it should, so I'm going to turn this over here. I mean, it'll be right side up when I turn it. So just like with the supercube, move it out of the way, turn this down so that I can turn the center upside down to greet this, and now move it up. And does it work? Yeah, it works. So this 3 is here, so this is upright and then down and to the left. Again, I don't even care what the numbers are. Doesn't even matter, as long as it fits, it's oriented right. So now let's go to this edge over here. For this one, I'm going to have an edge that is right side up, numbers right side up over here, and over here, the number is going to have to be, remember this is not a 9, it's a 6. It's an upside down 6. So this is going to have to be upside down. So right side up and upside down. Well, is that what this is? No, this would be an upside down 6, so no. So they're going to sort of be facing each other, so to speak. How about this? Well, right side up and right side up. Nope, I'm looking for right side up and upside down. How about this? Right side up and upside down. So this qualifies. So once again, get myself oriented. 6 is on top. This is what we're looking for. And actually, this is where we're suspecting it might go. So I have to move this out of the way. And just like a supercube, double turn this. Bring this in so that it matches, both being upside down, and move it up. And we like it. Upside down 5, upside down 6, upside down 8. And just for orientation purposes, you can see that so far so good. Now we move to the last edge of the first layer. Here we need this to be right side up, and this to be on the side just like this is, and to the right. But it's not this piece because this is not right side up. So once again, it's right side up and then is perpendicular to it. But this has to be facing to the right. So starting off with a right side up one. Okay, right side up and going down and to the right. So this looks like it qualifies. So once again, keeping ourselves on this piece here, orient ourselves back, and we're trying to put this, so same thing. This is upside down on this side. Turn this so that it's upside down to greet it, because it's a supercube, and now move it in. Do we like it? Yeah, we like it. So basically, this is our theory as to what the cross is. This all matches up, and these match up here too. And so far, none of the numbers coincide with each other. Now that we have the cross, the next step is to fill in the corners. Now the corners on a regular cube is quite easy. You can see that it's 3 colors here that match these. The definition of an edge is a piece that articulates 2 centers. The definition of a corner is a piece that articulates between 3 sides. So we just find this and we do RI, DI, RD moves. So here's the green, yellow, and orange, which is here. And just move it in RI, DI, RD. And you keep doing that until we get it all in. Just so you know that you can put it in by doing RI, DI, RDs. All right, same thing here. We'll just move this in quickly. Okay, so that's the first layer. Now when doing a supercube, it's really no different. The supercube aspect, it just so happens this corner's in here. Same thing here, green, brown, and white. Right over here. So you can see this is in here. Now chances are you already know this, but just in case you pick this puzzle up for the first time, and same kind of thing. Okay, now it's pretty easy to see and to visualize with these guys, regular cube and supercube. Translate that to numbers where orientation has meaning. It's really exactly the same thing. So we'll start out here, and the question is what goes into here? Well, let's do the same thing. What do the number orientations, if not the numbers itself, but the orientations have to be? So in this case, don't worry about these edges aren't in yet. We're just going to worry about this. So we're going to be upright, upright, and upright. So right side up, right side up, right side up. So basically you have everything facing the same way. Obviously it's not this, but you got to be careful. What I do when I put in the corners is I always do it from the perspective of the right side, because it's just easy. If I orient it like this, it's the same thing, but still it doesn't qualify. Here, same thing, but it doesn't qualify. After a while, you'll kind of get used to visualizing what happens if you turn it. How about here? Well, this is upright, but these aren't. If I put it here, well, these aren't, and these aren't either. How about here? Upright, upright, and upright. So this qualifies. This is actually a 9. So what I'm going to do is keep this piece in mind. This one, which is over here, my thinking is that I want to put it over here, because this is what we were analyzing. So I'm going to take this down, RI, DI, R, D, just to keep things back in. And I'm going to put this where I think it should go, which is on this side. Remember, I was doing this corner. I'm starting with the right side. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do RI, DI, RDs until I get the one that's facing upright, just like these numbers over here. So RI, DI, RD. And it just so happened that did it. Here's my 9. 7 is oriented correctly here, and 1 is oriented correctly here. No problem, right? So far, so good. So now we're going to switch it to this side over here. And now what we're looking for is upright here, and this one is on the side, but facing down to the left. So obviously this doesn't qualify in this position. I can look at over here, upright, upright, and upside down. So nope. And I can see that that's not going to qualify there too. How about this corner? Now there's only 4, 5, 6, there's only 7 more to go. So how about this? Upright, upright, and down and to the right. So this is it. Now there's specificity with these pieces. So this corner goes to the next place, which is here. So I got to get this corner to here. So bump it out. And now I'm just going to roll this in, upright, upright, to the right, upright, upright, and actually I'm sorry, this is down and to the left. So this just goes to show I truly don't memorize this stuff. So this isn't the one. How about this one? Okay, I like this one. Upright, upright, and to the left. This is the one. Get myself oriented here. Okay, so this one is supposed to go over here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this in until I have the proper numbers here, upright, and down and to the left. So R-I, D-I, R-D. Not quite there yet. This looks good, but this doesn't. R-I, D-I, R-D, R-I, D-I, R-D. Good, good, and good. So just to reiterate, we have this corner in, this corner in. Now we do this one. So we just keep following suit. Okay, again, ignore this, but this is going to be upright, upright, and this one is going to be upside down because you can see this 5 and 4 and the 6 is upside down. So up, up, and upside down. Is it this one? Nope. You can turn it around and find that that's not the case. This one? Nope. So now we hit the bottom over here. Upright, upright, upside down 1. This is it. So let's get ourselves oriented here. Just keep control of this corner here. Get our 6 on top, 1 over here. And now which corner were we at? We're at this one. So this corner slides into here, and I'm just going to keep doing the R-I-D-I-R-Ds until this one ends up over here. Now that I know what I have to do, I'm not going to necessarily do that. I'm going to get this up here where the 1 comes up here. So just like that. I took a little shortcut, but it's the same process. So good, good, good. So we are cruising. Last corner of the first layer, I need it upright, upright, and down and to the left. And now we saw that here somewhere. Let's see if we can find it again. I think it was this one. Upright, upright, and to the left. I mean to the right, sorry, to the right. Up, up, and to the right. This was up, up, and you can see these numbers are flowing to the right. So didn't mean to confuse with that one, but now I'm just going to put these in appropriately. Okay, so this is good. This is to the right. This is upright and upright. So basically, we've got our first layer. And now we can check our work. 1, 5, 2, 4, 6, 3, 7, 8, 9. So we know that that's okay. 3, 9, 7, 1, 1, 4, 2, 7, 4, 3, 6, 5, 9, 7, 1, 4. So we're good. Now, middle layers. So in a regular cube, the middle layer is edges only, and again, it just takes a quick algorithm. So what I'm going to do is I look for something that's not belonging to the top layer, which is yellow and orange. Put this by the center where it's supposed to be, line this up, put it down to where this is going to come down to here. So from the top to the right, that's that simple algorithm of U, R, UI, RI, U, FI, UI, F. And my goodness, there it is. There it goes. Same thing here. I'll do the same thing. Some of you guys can do this blindfolded, which is incredibly impressive. This just needs to be blasted out. So same algorithm here. Now this one, to take it to the left, we just do the inverse of that. So that's going to be UI, LI, U, L, U, F, UI, FI. So middle layer. Supercube, same thing, no difference. Middle layer, edges only. You can see this with the white stripe belongs here. So I'm kind of blasting through that quickly, but there's really no difference between what I just did. So this is not a supercube problem at this point either. And this comes over here. Again, all beginner's method, layer by layer. Almost got it here. Okay, so to add to that challenge, now we do the middle layers here. This is our first layer. Turn it upside down. Now we don't look at color, and I'm not even going to look at the numbers specifically. I'm going to look at the orientation of the numbers. And what that has to be is they all have to be facing the same way because all of these are facing the same way, right? So you can see this 8 and 6 are facing the same way, and I've got to put them in upside down. Can I put them in from here to here? Well, this is a 6. There's no other 6s here. We're good. This 8, no other 8s here, so we're good. So I'm not even going to try to dwell on it too much. I'm just going to do it, see how it works. From here to the right side, that's going to be U, R, UI, RI, U, FI, UI, F. So that seems to work well over here. And now we simply find others. So here's both of these two facing the same way, this 5 and 8. I got to place it upside down. How about here? Will this 5 come down to here? Yep, no problems. Or actually, we just placed this, so why would we do that? How about here? Well, I can't do it from here because this 5 will come here and I'll have two 5s. Plus, if I put this 8 here, I'll have two 8s. So move over 1. And how about here? This 5 comes down here, no other 5s, we're good. This 8 comes here, no other 8s, we're good. So from here to the left, UI, LI, UL, UF, UI, FI, and we're good. This 5 is not dangerously close to this over here. So find another one. 3 and 7 facing the same way, they've got to be put in upside down. I put it here, I can't. There's a 7. So move on to the next one. How about here? Yep, no 7. How about 3s? No 3s. As simple as that. So we move it in, and we're good. So this middle layer is fairly easy. Here's a 5 and 8. How about here? So this 5 can be here, no 5s here. This 8 can come here, no 8s here. So really, it's just strategy. Are we good? Here's a 1 and 2. Now this 1 and 2 coincides with each other, but it appears to be upside down. Because, well, it's right side up from this perspective, but these numbers are supposed to be upside down. So let's take it out. Just do the same algorithm to take it out. And now let's see if we can put it in correct. Down like this. No other 1s here. If I put the 2 here, no other 2s here. So, bang, bang. Zoom, zoom, pow, splat. And even if you mess up, it's easy to catch yourself. So now the middle layers should be done as manifested by the fact that these numbers are all coinciding. And as long as these numbers aren't repeating, you're okay to move on to the next step.